Nation Brotherhood. To the square, ain't gotta be no beef. When I tell devils that they go to shake it like a leaf. I'm hardcore right now, check my resume. Not some stuff I did long time ago, I'm talking about today. My words cut and slice like a knife, they been a blade. Renegade, I don't make lemonade, I make grenade. Catch a fade, you get slid on my niggas real. Warriors trained to fight and kill, so nigga chill. You ran streets, that's past time. We run streets, it's cash time. You play too much, you waste your money buying stripper hoes. Expensive clothes, 83s and O's, hook up your nose. It's obvious you chose not to do nothing with your dough. And now you late night creeping with a tranny on the low. Your blood gon' be upon you, most I gon' put you to death. Better change your life right now, you don't have much time left. Once I get the order, it's con out of one con. Bodies in the field laying all on the lawn. I do it for Yahweh and Yahweh Shai's son. Dash Esau baby head against the stone, it's kind of fun. You give me a sword, I'll bring it back wet. You give me a sword, I'll bring it back wet. You give me a sword, I'll bring it back wet. I'll bring it back wet, I'll bring it back wet. I spit game to a damsel and tap that. He'll beat her like I'm in the studio, a lab rat. Toxic masculinity, I'm known to be aggressive. Over 30 years in the rap game, impressive. In my own lane, can't nobody take it from me. Grab the mic and speak the truth, now these heathens running from me. All I see is emasculated men with pride. You in your room smoking weed while the hood get gentrified. You claim to be a gangster, but you ain't got no game. When the police hit the block, they run, they ain't gon' hang. Heard just the other day, my homie threw his life away. That could have been me in the grave. I think on top of UPK. It's a place where warriors dwell. Real priests and prophets of the Lord. Real men never fail. Can you tell it not? We gon' show you how to organize. Build the kingdom of heaven on earth right before your eyes. Once I get the order, it's con out of one con. Bodies in the field laying all on the lawn. I do it for Yahweh and Yahweh Shai's son. Dash Esau baby head against the stone, it's kind of fun. You give me a sword, I'll bring it back wet. You give me a sword, I'll bring it back wet. You give me a sword, I'll bring it back wet. I'll bring it back wet, I'll bring it back wet. You give me a sword, I'll bring it back wet. You give me a sword, I'll bring it back wet. You give me a sword, I'll bring it back wet. I'll bring it back wet, I'll bring it back wet.
Shalom, Israel. We're the Israelite School, University of Practical Knowledge. Started out on 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. Today is the Sunday Scripture Breakdown class. You got any questions, type them in the chat. Hey, I can check YouTube, see if we got it. I'm going to check Facebook. Today, we want to talk about what's going on in the news and in the media to give our people some type of hope. Because going to the Christian church and watching them tell you to love everybody, it gives you no hope when you see your people being killed mercilessly with no reason, for no aim, for no purpose, and they're getting off. Right. We're not getting any justice. So we come to give you hope. In the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, we don't give you false hope. We give you a hope that you can bet your bottom dollar on because the Lord said it. Everything that we say is coming out of the mouth of the Lord because it's coming from the word of the Lord. So we're going to get into it, man. We're going to let you know about the judgment that's coming to these other nations and how afraid he is of your King Christ coming back. Because what he understands is one thing that you don't understand. And that Christ is not coming back for him. Christ is not coming back for all people. He understands and knows that. That's why he's making the space for us. That's why he's kicking you out of America. That's why he has the crack in your community. That's why he's doing the things that he's doing. He has the abortion clinics in your community. Everything that he's doing is a counterattack to stop you from becoming the people that he know you are, but you are about to find out. By watching these classes in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, not only do you get your identity, not only do you learn the truth of the Bible, it gives you hope. You understand? And that is what the white man, the oppressor, Salakia, does not want you to have. He does not want you to have hope, because hope makes you live another day. Yep. Hope makes you push and strive and try when he wants you to die and give up and have no hope. He wants you to wait till the day that you die to look for happiness. And that's what the Christians do. They wait for the day they die. They can't until they die. That's what they always talking about. When I die, then hallelujah, bye. I'll fly away. That's what they want you to believe. That's what they want you to think. But in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, our rulership is going to come while we are breathing, while we are alive, while we live, and their judgment is going to come as we become more righteous. That's right. You understand? Let's get into it, man. Give me let's start with Jeremiah 51. Jeremiah chapter 51. We're gonna start at verse 6, man. We're gonna help you understand that the Bible constantly, over and over, tells you how this is gonna play out. And this is not gonna play out however you think it is. So we're gonna show it to you in the Bible how it's really gonna be done. Read what you got.
Jeremiah in the Old Testament.
Got the mic right there.
It's Jeremiah in the Old Testament. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 6. And it reads, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance."
Listen, read that part. This
is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense.
Let me tell you something, man. That'll give you hope right there. It's telling you to flee from Babylon. Now, fleeing from Babylon does not mean leave and go to Israel. Fleeing from Babylon does not mean to go and get you a passport and get out of America. That is not what that means. Right. Fleeing Babylon is more clearly understood in Revelation 18:4. Give me Revelation 18:4. Hold where you at, but get Revelation 18:4. We're going to find out what it means when it says to flee from Babylon. Go ahead.
This is the New Testament, Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And it reads, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins."
Be not partakers of the land.
Of her sins.
Be not partakers of their sins. When it says to flee from Babylon, Babylon pushes a mindset. It pushes homosexuality. It pushes abortion. It pushes child pedophilia and rape. It pushes murder and raping and robbing and stealing. It pushes drug abuse. That is what you need to flee from. You need to separate yourself from this place and their behavior. That's what the Bible is saying. Because there are plagues that are coming to this place because of this behavior. There is death that is coming to this place because of this behavior. And like we read in Jeremiah, it is the vengeance of the Lord. When we see these mass shootings, when you see all of this that's going on in the media, the Lord is doing that.
Right.
Keep reading.
"And that ye receive not of her plagues."
There you go, right there. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 6. Reward her even as she has rewarded you.
Let me tell you something. As we read today, you're going to see that all over the Bible. This is the last book of the Bible. So for anybody that want to say, well, you was reading out of the Old Testament when it says that, we're going to pull this scripture later on just to refresh your memory, to let you know that what's said in the Old Testament is backed up in the New Testament.
Right.
There's no difference in what's being taught. Keep reading.
Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her.
No, it's what was done in the past, that's done. You don't got to think about that no more.
And double unto her double, according to her works, in the cup which she has filled to her double.
Double unto her double, according to what she's done for you. What the things that they've done to us, it's going to be twice as worse. What the Lord is going to do to them. Now go back to Jeremiah.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7, and it reads, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Listen at that. This says that Babylon, America, has been a golden cup in whose hand?
A golden cup. Like a golden cup in the Lord's hand.
In the Lord's hand. The Lord has used America.
Right.
While America thinks they're great because of their power, they're great because of the Lord's power. The Lord made America great. Why? To punish us for our sins against him. The Lord made America puff themselves up so that when he destroys this place, there will be no question of who the power of this earth is.
Right.
There will be no question at all. Keep reading.
Verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
What's going to happen?
Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
Is it going to be planned? Is it going to be something that you see coming a mile away? No. The Bible says what?
Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
Suddenly is like having a car accident. That happens subtle. That's not planned. It's nothing that you could prepare for. You sitting at the light and somebody runs behind you and hits you. That's suddenly. That is how America is going to fall.
Right.
Suddenly. It's not going to be something that you can look at and say, well, it looks like we can see the signs of the times. But the Lord said he's going to destroy this place in an hour. 1 hour. What they have been trying to build up for 400 years, the Lord is going to destroy it in an hour. Right. Suddenly. Keep reading.
Take balm for her pain.
Mm-hmm.
If so be she may be healed.
What is balm? Ointment. Just like if you ever played any sports, you know something about Tiger Balm. Bengay. Icy Hot. You understand? That's a balm.
Right.
And this is saying, you better get ready for this pain that's coming. Right. Take balm for her pain. Get ready because it's coming. Right. And it's coming swiftly. Every time we speak, we are speaking against America. And we are speaking against this place for the violence they've committed against us. If these people want mass shootings to stop, like, we are not an advocate. We're not happy for mass shootings because innocent people are dying. But what? If they want those things to stop, you know what they don't have to do? They're going to have to stop killing our people. Yep. They're going to have to stop treating us the way that they treat us, because of the way they treat us. That is why they are treated the way that they're treated. Because the Lord is giving unto them double what they give to us. They kill us for no reason, so one of their own brothers killed them for no reason. See, it's one thing for your enemy to kill you. It's another for your brother to kill you. They always talking about black on black violence, but white on white violence is all over the planet Earth. And no one talks about it. They talking about gun violence. And they talking about how we use guns, and they saying that, you know, guns should be illegal. But guess what? In the UK, they don't have guns. Guess what? Is the highest rate of murder in the UK? Okay. Acid and knives. Guess what? So now they're gonna ban knives. Is that what they're gonna have to do now? What we're gonna have to do is start profiling the people that have the knives. We're gonna have to profile the people that use the guns. I have never heard any time in the news where they call one of our oppressors a terrorist. They call him a young man, you know, a disturbed young man with mental problems, a child of hurt and pain, a troubled teen, but they will not call him a terrorist. Now, when an Arab runs into a place with a bomb, he's a terrorist, and it's a terrorist attack. But when an oppressor walks into a Walmart with an AK-47, with an AR-15, he's just a troubled teen, and he's apprehended. Guess what? The Lord says, no sweat. I'm going to keep doing unto you as you do unto my children. Keep reading.
Shalom. Verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies.
Let me tell you something, man. The Lord is tired of this place. He's tired of how they treat us. Read the next one. No, you right there, Revelations. We right back where we at. Now we was in Jeremiah just now. Now we finna go get that same thing in Revelations. Read.
Revelation chapter 18, verse 5. And it reads, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities.
Read what you just read in Jeremiah.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 9. And it reads, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies.
See that? The New Testament and the Old Testament is talking about the same people. They got the same spirit, because the oppressor has always had this prideful spirit. He has always been these people that we see today. You understand? And we have always been these people that we are today, which is we are the innocent. Right. We are the meek. Right. And we are being killed by murderers for no reason. But it's because the Lord is in control. And the Lord sends these people after us for the violence for the things that we commit. So the way we make it stop is we have to take one day at a time trying to change our life and make people see our light so that they would want to change. When people think about the truth, they think that being in this place is awful. They think it's scary. They think we're brainwashed. They think we don't enjoy ourselves. That's why like yesterday, the brothers, we went out to the Texas Southern and Prairie View game. And they got to see us as normal people. We were not normal because we were not doing what they would do, but they saw us in the light to where we were not out on the streets yelling at people, because that's how they see us in their mind when they think about Israelites. Right. They've never seen us out in the midst of the people, dressed how we dress, but interacting with them as brothers and sisters. Right. And it tore down a lot of walls yesterday. Even on the track, we was walking on the track on the field. They looking at us like, how did they get down there?
Right.
These are the people that says the white man is the devil.
Right.
But they're down here on the track, walking around. What is going on? And then they ask us, what are y'all about? And we talking to them, and it makes them more intrigued. You know what? I'm gonna look into this. At first, because they were afraid of us, they didn't even want to look into what we were saying. Right. But now that they got to see us, like even Kenny Smith, when we were walking up, he was looking at us like, is that those Israelite guys? Right. And then he was like, you know, hey man, I'll take a picture with y'all, because he didn't feel the threats that he assumed by watching us.
That's right.
He felt the brotherhood when he talked to us.
Right.
He didn't feel the animosity, because the animosity is not for him.
Right.
That anger that we have is not for him, because he's our brother.
His career didn't feel threatened.
Go ahead, put it in.
Yeah. I just want to add, and you know, 2-time NBA. You know what I'm saying? Clutch City, Houston Rockets.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And inside NBA analyst.
Mm-hmm.
That he did not feel threatened, or nor did his career feel threatened to where he couldn't come and take pictures with the real priests and prophets of the Lord.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that was special, and it also put a light on the other people who looked up to Kenny Smith.
Right.
I'm saying, oh, this brother taking pictures with, you know, the brothers that are Hebrew Israelites. Okay, well, these brothers are just the same as us. Right. So the Lord put us in the right position to be able to shine that light, because the Lord is with the I.S.U.P.K.
That's right. That's right. We were standing on the field,
right,
and the people was looking like, I know I'm somebody important.
Right.
How are they down there?
Right.
I spend thousands of dollars as an alumni. I should be down there. I can't get down there, but they're down there.
Right.
Because the Lord is with us and not with you. That's why.
Right.
Give me 2nd Ezra 15. Give me 2nd Ezra 15 and start at verse 56.
This is the Apocrypha, right? In the Old Testament, rather. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 56, and it reads, like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord, even so shall God do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief.
Listen, man, when you turn on the news and you see all those shootings, that is the Lord delivering these people into mischief. They kill us with our hands up and don't shoot. Well, they kill each other with their hands up with no shoot. You walk into a store, see somebody with an AK-47, and you say, please, and they shoot you down to the ground. Because as you have done to us, the Lord is going to do it to you. See, that's what gives you peace. When you know that you got somebody that's going to fight your battles for you, that's going to be by your side, to where you don't even have to say anything. A lot of times we the nation of Israel, we got, you know, some of us, we have like that little man syndrome where we feel like we got to respond to everything that's said, especially women. Well, women love to talk back to everything that's said to them because they feel like they have to defend themselves. Right. But when you feel protected, when you feel like you don't have to defend yourself, let the Lord, let your man fight the battle for you. You understand? The problem is a lot of times we try to fight the battle because we don't trust who's supposed to protect us. You say you trust in the Lord. Well, if you trust in the Lord, you will let him deal with his lightweight because you are his obligation. You are his. So why don't you trust and believe that the Lord is going to handle it? All you do is make sure that the Lord is not mad at you. You make sure the Lord has every reason and every right to protect you. That's what you do. And you make sure that whatever you're doing, you're not doing anything that angers him. Like the people that's harming you. The people that harm you, they're angering the Lord. So you make sure that you're not smoking weed, which angers the Lord. You make sure that you're not being a homosexual, which angers the Lord. You're not destroying your people, which angers the Lord. You make sure that you are clean so that the Lord can have every right to bring vengeance to your enemies. Keep reading.
Come. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 57. It reads, Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field.
Who is he talking to? Who is he talking to right here? Is he talking to, somebody tell me who you think he's talking to? He's talking to Babylon. That's right. He's talking to the people that is destroying his chosen people. Your oppressor. Keep reading.
Verse 58. That they that be in the mountains shall die of hunger and eat their own flesh.
See, that is something that these people that are here now, they can't even imagine that because of their riches. Those people that are in the mountains are who? Who are the people in the mountains? Right, but that's not who this is talking about. They that are in the mountains.
How about that?
Go ahead.
Talking about the big governments, the ones that are in control.
The rich people, the people at the top. Right. See, you got to think, mountain top, valley low, hills, that's the middle class. You know what I'm saying? That's in the middle, that's the lower, but you're not in the mountains. You know what I'm saying? That's how the Bible is talking. We would say, yeah, you at the top right now. That's the same thing they would say in the Bible. You on the mountaintop. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading.
They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger and eat their own flesh.
They can't even imagine that. Those rich people can't imagine dying of hunger, being hungry like that. But the Lord said they will be. This place is going to turn upside down, bottom side up. And those at the bottom will be at the top. And those at the top will be at the bottom. Read.
And drink their own blood. Mm-hmm. For very hungry for bread and thirst of water.
See that? Keep reading.
Verse 59. Thou as unhappy shall come through the sea and receive plagues again. Mm-hmm. Verse 60. And in the passage they shall rush on the idle side and shall destroy some portion of thy land and consume part of thy glory and shall return to Babylon that was destroyed.
Babylon is going to be destroyed. They're going to leave and try to find somewhere else to go. It's not going to be nowhere else to go. So they're going to have to come to a destroyed place. They're going to have to come back to Babylon. There's not going to be anything to come back to. Trump Towers is going to be gone. You understand? All of the embassies are going to be gone. All of the Marriotts. Everybody is going to go back to their natural state of living. They're going to have to learn how to pitch tents. They're going to have to learn how to survive outside. Like who? Like we do, like the poor people. They're going to have to learn, they're going to have to see what it feels like to sleep in their car. Right. Hear their children say they hungry. They're going to feel that. That's something they've never felt. Because while you getting up every morning going to work, they're getting up every morning to jog. They're getting up every morning to ride their bikes and walk their dogs and enjoy the pleasures of being the kings of the earth. Keep reading.
Okay. This is verse 61. And thou shalt be cast down by them as stubble, and they shall be unto thee as fire. Mm-hmm. Verse 62.
You know what they're saying? They're going to be like fire and stubble. That's in Obadiah. Obadiah said that they're going to be stubble. See, like the Bible is full of that. When it says precept upon precept, that's what it means. Yeah. In another place in the Bible, it says exactly this. And it's going to tell you exactly who it's talking about. Right. So if you are unclear about who's going to be the stubble over here, somewhere else in the Bible is going to say that same phrase, right, and it's going to tell you exactly who it's talking about. Read it. This is book of Obadiah in the Old Testament, verse 18. And it reads, and the house of Jacob shall be fire, and the house of Joseph a flame. You hear that? We just heard the fire and the flame is going to go through them. Right. Now it's telling you who's the fire and who's the flame. Who's the fire again? Joseph. Salaki, Jacob shall be a fire. Jacob is the fire. And the house of Joseph a flame. That is the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom that are going to run through the streets, blazing the streets. Right. Destroying everything that is not us. And what else? And the house of Esau. Who? Esau. Who? Esau. For stubble. For what? Stubble. For stubble. Go ahead, sis. Where it talks about they will cast their silver into the streets and their gold shall be removed. Is this also in line with? That's exactly what it's talking about. It's talking about the people at the top. You ain't got no gold to cast into the streets. You ain't got no money that you can just throw out. No, it's going to talk about the rich people. That's going to be like, look, take it all. Right. Just spare me. You know what I mean? They're going to throw their money in the streets. They're going to give us all their precious jewels and all the good things of the land, and we're going to take it, and they still going to die and be slaves. Right. That's what it say. Ain't that what it say? It says, and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. That's what the Bible teaches. The Bible teaches that no matter how rich these people are right now, they will not always be rich. No matter how good things are for them now, it's not going to always be like that. It's just like a rainy day. You look outside on a rainy day, especially if you're in elementary, that's the worst day ever because you can't go to recess. Right. And you're like, man, you was going to play tag. You was it from yesterday. Right. You was ready to go to recess. But now, you can't go because of the rain. And that seems like the longest day ever until the next day comes. And it's sunny and you go outside and resume playing like you never stopped. Well, that's how it's going to be. They're going to fall and we're going to get on top and we're going to go so far up, we're not going to even remember how they ruled over us. It's going to be as if they never ruled over us. We're going to be so happy, and it's just going to be so righteous. Go ahead, Adam. Like if I may, that scripture was the same thing the Egyptians did when they just told us to leave. They gave us this gold. That's what we used to build the damn calf with. That's God. Good. Get that brother a hand. That's exactly right. That's what the Egyptians did. The Egyptians gave us their gold, and they were on the day of the Lord. When the Lord was freeing us, they got all the gold and gave it to us so that we could get the hell out of there. That's what it was. They were trying to get us out of there as fast as possible. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, this is I was gonna add to hurry to get to what you were saying. They're gonna rebuild.
We're gonna get to that. Okay. Don't worry about it. All right. What was you at in the Apocrypha? Finish that out. The Apocrypha, 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 62. And it reads, and shall consume thee, and thy cities, thy land, and thy mountains. All the woods and thy fruitful trees shall be burned up with fire. We're going to destroy everything that they think is good and prosperous and godly and that makes them happy. We're going to destroy this place. That should give you hope to know that they're not going to get away with this. That's like getting jumped in school, but you know your cousin's on the way. Like, I'm going to take this L right now. I'm going to take this L, this one. But it's 20 of my cousins coming. They friends coming. My brothers and sisters, when my brother just called and said he was on the way. Like all of that is running through your. That is how you should look at the fall of this place. Oh no, we ain't talking about no looting stores. Oh no, we talking about no more stores. That's what we talking about. We ain't talking about. We talking about destroying downtown, the whole downtown, all the buildings you see. We talking about no more buildings. We're talking about no more banks. We're talking about destroying it all because that's what the Lord want to do to them. Because of what they've done to you. They deserve it. Keep reading.
Verse 63. Thy children shall they carry away captive.
What does it say?
Thy children shall they carry away captive.
Read.
And look, what thou hast, they shall spoil it and mar the beauty of thy face.
That's what's going to happen. We're going to take their children captive, whose captives we were. The people that had us in captivity will be our slaves. They're going to get what they got. Double. Read the next verse.
That's the last verse.
I know, read the next one.
Okay, come on. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 1.
Now watch this. This is talking about the destruction of, we just talked about the destruction of Babylon, right? Now watch what it says after that. Read. You still got Obadiah? You holding that? Okay, good.
2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 1. And it reads, woe be unto thee, Babylon.
Woe. What does woe mean? Huh? To halt? Woe. That's another form of woe. But what does woe mean when it talks about in the Bible? Destruction.
Right.
That's what it means. Destruction unto who?
Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia.
Babylon and who?
Asia.
Babylon, Asia, read.
Woe be unto thee, Egypt.
Egypt.
And Syria.
And who?
Syria.
Read.
Verse 2. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair.
Listen, man. The Lord is telling them to get ready to cry. Get ready to mourn. Get ready to miss your children. Get ready for your kids to be in cages. Get ready for the mourning that we have been experiencing forever. Keep reading.
Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
This is it right here. This is what's going to come on them suddenly. While they're eating and drinking and giving in marriage and having all of the fun that they want to have, guess what? Suddenly the Lord is going to sweep the rug from under them. Suddenly the Lord is going to bring destruction on them. Keep reading.
Verse 3. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back?
Let me tell you something. Who's going to stop the Lord's missiles when he starts dropping them? When the Lord starts shooting down laser beams, who's going to be able to deflect those? Now it says, woe unto Babylon, Asia, Egypt, and Syria, right? Now go to Obadiah, read verse 15. Yeah, Donald Trump think Obadiah, verse 15.
All right. Book of Obadiah, verse 15. And it reads, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen.
Upon who?
Upon all the heathen.
You hear that? Read.
As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee.
Everybody played a part in touching us. Guess what? It's going to happen to them too. That should give you hope. When you sit back and think about, but this happened to my kids, this happened to my people, but this happened to my people. Oh, they got a day that's coming. They going to have some long days and long nights like you did. They going to wake up in the morning and say, man, I wish it was the nighttime. And they're going to go to sleep and say, man, I wish it was the morning. Just like you do. They're going to every day hate to wake up like you. Problem is, they're not as strong as you. They're not as headstrong as you. You know what they're going to be doing? We're going to be leaving the kingdom and seeing dead people laying in the streets all over because they're going to kill themselves. They're going to destroy themselves because they're not going to be able to live the life that you live. They're not going to be able to live like that. They're going to do it. But as they have done to you, it's going to be done to them. And it said all the heathens. That means everybody is going to be under you. That crushes Christianity with everybody going to be in heaven. Because it said this is going to happen on what day?
The day of the Lord.
The day of what?
For the day of the Lord.
The day of the Lord is near upon who?
All the heathen.
The day of the Lord is the day Christ comes back. When Christ comes back, he's going to bring wrath to who?
The heathen.
All the heathens. The scripture said all Israel will be saved. So that leaves nothing but heathens. What's going to be happening to them? Destruction. Now, 2/3 of Israel is going to die because they love living lives like the heathen. But when they come back into the earth, they will never be a slave again under a heathen. You understand? They would be in a lower state in the kingdom, but they will not live like them. Right. You see, the other nations, they don't care about their poor. If you're not rich, they don't care about you. And that is how we think now. But even the people that are going to be at the bottom of our kingdom, that's what the prodigal son said. During the prodigal son parable, when he left, he was like, the servants of my house, of my father's house, live better than I'm living. He didn't have nowhere to lay his head. He was like, even my father's servants live better than this. I should just go home and just be at the bottom of my father's house. Go ahead. That is because we are compassionate people. But on the social media, on TV and movies, we are painted to be the most evil, wickedest people on this earth. And that's why everybody treats us the way they treat us, because the oppressor has put that in their mind. Go ahead, sis.
The scripture that, I forget where it's at, but the scripture that helps me to see that there are two different nations is that Most High said he was going to start with his own household. Destruction.
Right.
So those in his household will be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And then if he's going to start with his household, then there must be some outside the household.
Exactly.
Paraphrasing, if I do that to my own people, then what you think I got in store for the heat?
Right. That's exactly what it's saying. Right. If I touch if I'm going to kill my kids, then what I'm going to do to you?
The other nation can't, the children in the household can't be the other nation.
Right. The children in the household cannot be the other nation because there's something additional happening to them. There's something different that's going to happen to them. If it was all of us being the same, then they would be in the household too. You understand? Keep reading. No, that we good on Obadiah for right now. Go back to the Apocrypha.
Here we go.
2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 4. And it reads, a fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
Read.
Verse 5. Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
There's a fire going on in Amazon. Who can stop that fire? Nobody. There's a fire going on in Africa. Who can stop that fire? Nobody. When those fires were going on in California, who could stop that fire? Nobody. Now imagine the Lord bringing fire to destroy this place. who's going to be able to stop that fire? Nobody. If we're living in this place and it's still civilized, our fire departments are still together, everything's working right now, and they can't stop the fire, then how are you going to stop the fire when everything is disarrayed? When everything is destroyed, how are you going to be able to stop something? You're not. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 6. May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it hath begun to burn? Verse 7. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. Verse 8.
Listen what the Most High said, man. Listen what's being said. He said, if a lion was in the woods, who's going to stop him from eating you? If somebody that's a strong archer shoots at you, who's going to stop that arrow from piercing you? Nobody. That's what the Lord's trying to let you know. Ain't nothing gonna be able to stop him. You know what the Most High is giving us? By the Lord telling us that he's going to do this, what is he giving us? Yes, but I'm looking for a word that I said earlier. What is he giving Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? While you're going through this, he's telling you, I'm going to come like a hungry lion. I'm going to come like an archer whose arrow can't be stopped. What is he giving you? He's giving you hope. That's what he's giving you. He's letting you know that this is not going to last forever. Just keep fighting. Endure. You know what I'm saying? That's half the battle. Half of the battle is coming in, the other half is staying in.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of people find this place, but they can't hold on to it. That's it on that. Let me get give me Psalms. Psalm 73. Psalm 73, we're going to start at verse 3. You got a question now? Okay.
Psalms chapter 7, verse 3. And 73. Psalms chapter 7.
73.
Oh, 70 and 3.
Yeah, 73 and 3.
Gotcha. Okay. Psalms chapter 73, verse 3. And it reads, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Let's read that again.
For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Let me tell you something. That's Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are envious of the other nations' wealth. Their lifestyle, their riches, everything that they have, all of the things that they become. We are envious of them at the foolish lifestyle that they have. Do you know majority of the people that got money they're what? What majority of the wealthy people are living what type of a lifestyle? What type of a lifestyle do rich people live? Right? Privilege, but what are they doing in their privilege? Abusing it how? What are the things that wealthy people do with each other in these house parties? And what types of lifestyles are they living with their wealth? They are homosexuals. They are drug addicts. Go ahead. They most definitely don't live by the commandments. And you know what? When we look at them, we're jealous. We envy that lifestyle. Read that again.
Psalms chapter 73, verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
We are envious of their wicked lifestyle. Right. We're envious of their wealth. Keep reading.
Verse 4. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm.
There's nothing stopping them. It's not anything that they do, nothing holds them back from achieving whatever they want to achieve. Right. And they seem so strong. No matter what they do, you can walk into Walmart, kill 19 people, and be apprehended. Right. And then you can walk and stand in front of a store and sell cigarettes and be choked to death. Right. That makes a people look strong. Like, man, you know, like they over there, they can do what they want to do. We can't do nothing. Keep reading.
Verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men.
You see that? They don't get in trouble like everybody else. They are not called terrorists. They're not called mass rapists.
Right.
They're not called what sons of bitches. What else they call us? Sexual predators.
Right.
They're not calling the oppressors that. They call them troubled teens. They call them everything else but who they really are.
Right.
They're never called terrorists. Keep reading.
Neither are they plagued like other men.
You see that? Neither do they go through the things that the other people go through. And that's what makes us envy them. Right. Keep reading.
Verse 6. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain.
Compass them. It covers them. Mm-hmm. Their pride covers them like chains. If you would bind it in chains, that is how the other nation, the oppressor's pride is. Keep reading.
Now, God. Violence covereth them.
What covers them?
Violence covereth them.
In their pride, it makes them more violent because they feel like no one can touch them. No one can hurt them. No one can stop them. So it makes them more violent towards us. Because if no one can stop them, then that means we can't. That means Arabs can't. That means Africans can't. So it makes them more violent towards us. Keep reading.
Verse 7. Their eyes stand out with fatness. Mm-hmm. They have more than heart could wish.
You see that? Their eyes stand out with fatness. You know what they mean? They want everything they see. Everything they want to. They don't take a country and say that another country could live on the same continent as them. They take a country and say they want the entire country to be theirs. Because they want everything they see. And that is how they have always been. When the Grecians were in charge, Alexander swept. They were trying to take over the whole planet. Yep. Then the Romans got in charge and they tried to take over the whole planet. Now, that's the same thing that we are seeing going on today. They want their hands on everything, in everything. We got, how many military bases do we have all over the 70? We got, how many military bases do we have set up?
I think it's like 800 and something.
Right.
Yeah. 800
we got like 800 and some military bases set up all over the earth. Right. We got our hands in everybody's business because we want everything we see in America. The Americans, the oppressors, that's what they want. Keep reading.
Which verse 8, mm-hmm. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily.
You see that?
Loftily.
They are corrupt and they speak evil against oppression. You know, while you are hungry and starving, they tell you, get a job. You're lazy. You don't have money because you don't work for it. You don't want to be rich. It's your fault you don't have money. And they speak with so much pride against the people who can't do anything for themselves. The people who built this place. The people who, the cars they ride in, the streets they drive on, the buildings and the houses they live in, those people that built that, that's who they speak evil against. They speak lofty against us in our oppression. Keep reading.
Verse 9. They set their mouth against the heavens.
Against what?
Against the heavens.
What does that mean? What does it mean when they set their mouth against the heavens? They speak against who? The Most High. They speak against the Lord himself. Keep reading.
And their tongue walketh through the earth. Verse 10. Therefore, his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. When
they come back on their voyages, they come back with full cups of water. When you go on your voyage, you come back with enough for everybody to get a drop on their tongue. That's what you come back with. I was dealing with a customer the other day as I was Ubering. And I was like, "How's your day?" He's like, "Oh, it's pretty good. Had breakfast in Dallas, lunch in Houston, and I'm just having dinner down here in Austin."
Right.
And then after that, I'll be going back to San Francisco and, handling some business out there. They don't even recognize they are living a life that you only dream about. And it's so nothing to them because this is their heaven. This is their kingdom. Keep reading.
Come. We are at verse 10. Oh, verse 11.
Yeah.
And they say, how do God know? And is there knowledge in the Most High?
Read.
Verse 12. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches.
You see that? The ungodly are the ones that are prospering and increasing in riches. That's who it is. We are surviving. We are living from day to day. We are in survival mode. If we lost our jobs, if we got sick, had to miss 2 or 3 days of work, brother, it's over. When you got one foot in an apartment and the other foot under the freeway, all it takes is a sick day. You out of there. Read verse 16.
Verse 16. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me.
Hold up. Read verse before that.
15. Verse 15. If I say, I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children.
Right, read.
Verse 16. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me.
When you come into the truth and really realize how oppressed we are as a people and really start to see the world for what it really is, that's when the pain really kicks in. Right. When you're not in the truth and you are docile to what's really going on. So it's really not as bad to you in your mind. It's just like, well, I just got to work harder. I got to do this. But when you find out there's an actual system of oppression that is keeping you oppressed and suppressed and depressed, that's like, damn, that's a weight that hits you like, man, it really has been a system that has been destroying us. It really is it is a group of people on the earth that's making sure I can't better and become something that I want to be. I have an article in my phone that says, Black college graduates make $200,000 less than a white high school graduate. Your education ain't what's gonna get you there. You having to get education, having a doctorate, PhD, what is it, a PhD? That ain't what's gonna make you happy. What you gotta understand is once you come here and learn who you are and what life is about, then that's when the real battle starts. Because now you have to take on the spirit of Christ.
Right.
You got to take on the fight Christ left for you to fight. Where did Christ live? Who did he stay with? What people? He stayed with his baby mama? His mama? Who? He stayed wherever they would let him stay. He traveled from city to city, and him and 12 niggas spent the night at somebody's house.
Yep.
Daily. That's what he did. That is the work of the Lord. That is the burden that we take on coming here. We take on saying the hell with riches, not making money to survive, riches. Like you giving up your rap dream. You're giving up your dream to become the next this and that and this and to be the next billionaire. You just live a dream of being under the scenes or just making enough money to do this and do that. And because what a lot of people do is just like with abortion. A lot of women that have committed abortion is because of their doctors. I'm gonna be a doctor one day and I don't need this baby in the way stopping me from being a doctor. I'm gonna be a lawyer in a few years and I don't need this baby stopping me from being a lawyer. So, you know what? I'm gonna just not have this baby. How many of them do you think actually become doctors? How many of them become lawyers? Not many of them. Really, none of them. You know why? Because it was just an excuse to live their best life. When you come into the truth and figure out that was you before now, it's painful. It hurts to know, damn, that was me. I was really wicked. I was that person. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 17. Until I went into the sanctuary of God.
Until what?
Until I went into the sanctuary of God.
Until you come into the UPK
right.
and learn the truth about the Bible, what happens?
Then understood I their end.
Then you understand the end of the people that has been oppressing you. You thought that they had a privilege that would never end until you read the book of Obadiah. Until you come and sit in the classes and learn that every good day has an end. Every rulership has an end. Every empire has an end. That's what we're giving here in the UPK. Hope. We're giving you hope to know that it ain't gonna last forever. Just keep fighting. Keep enduring until the end so that you can be saved. Keep reading.
God. Verse 18. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places.
What did the Lord do?
Set them in slippery places.
The Lord has them in a slippery place. They are on the top of the mountain where all of the ice is, where all of the water and the mist is, and it's slippery up there. And if you let me say you something. If you lose your job right now, you got you ain't got to fall far.
Right.
You ain't got a long fall. You're gonna step off the podium because you're not high. But when you're Bill Gates, when you're Donald Trump, you have a long way to fall down. The Lord put them up there so that they can slip off. You step off the podium, you could slip and break your neck, depending on how you fall. You got to actually jump off the podium head first. And all you're going to do is hit your head and hurt yourself. Donald Trump falling from where he's going to fall, he's going to break every bone in his body and break his neck. And he's going to bring people with him.
Yeah.
Because the Lord set him in Slippery places. And what? Read.
Come. Slippery places, right?
Here we go. 18.
Thou castest them down into destruction.
Read.
Verse 19. How are they brought into desolation? As in a moment, they are utterly consumed with terror.
You see that? In a moment. With terrors. That's what we see happening every day. These terrors happen sporadically, quickly. It just happens out of the blue. They get mad over something, or they plan to come shoot something up, and you could be just enjoying your family at Walmart and hear shooting at the front of the store. You could just be doing anything. You could be at a rock concert. You could be at a country concert and it turned into heavy metal. Because they shooting 500 people down in the concert. That happened like two years ago.
Right.
What you got,
Job 18:11.
Oh yeah, give me that.
Job chapter 18, verse 11, and it reads, terrors shall make them afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. Verse 12, his strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. Verse 13, it shall devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength.
You see that? The Lord said terror is going to make them afraid, and it's going to make them to where they don't feel as powerful as they used to feel. Because imagine, think about this. The army is getting ready to go and fight. They are getting ready to go to war. But now they're going to have to leave the National Guard here because they're going to need somebody to take care of home. Go ahead, Art.
Muhammad brought this out on Thursday. He was saying that's what these fake Israelite groups teach. It is white man's fear. So it's like microchip saying that the microchip is the mark of the beast because they lost all their industrial jobs.
Right.
Car plants and work, and then they see these concentration camps being built. Those are for them, not for us.
Right.
So Bill Gates, they are in fear. They are in fear because they know it can all come to an end.
Yeah. Just at a drop of a dime. And so now, y'all get off of that. And so now, what they're gonna have to do is they're gonna have to strategically plan how to fight, because they're gonna have to leave somebody here to protect home, because it's about to be a civil war. It's about to be a war in the streets. They're about to be nations against nations while kingdoms against kingdoms is fighting. And that is how countries always lose their rulership. Divide and conquer. And the Lord is dividing these other nations up and making them fight against their own. And the house divided cannot stand. Go ahead now, read that.
Malachi, the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we shall return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
See that? The Lord said that he is going to throw down whatever they build up, because no matter what they build, it's not going to last forever. Not. Give me Zechariah 14. Let's go to 14 and 12.
Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. And it reads, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Mm-hmm. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
What does that sound like? The Lord said he is going to make your flesh consume away while you're standing on your feet. What does that sound like? They're gonna perish from hunger? No, this is a whole lot better than hunger, sis. Right. It's a whole lot better. You ever seen the Terminator? Seen the Terminator? What was that, Terminator 2? Terminator 2 at the end, she was standing at the park.
Good. Nice.
And she had her hands on the gate. And then all of a sudden, what happened? The fire. Where did the fire come from? What was that? It was like a bomb. Go figure. Christ is coming back to bring war. And the fire is going to come and consume them away suddenly as they stand on their feet. Esau knows how he's going to die. He puts it in the movies. He has Independence Day, Independence Day, and the Terminator. That is the day of the Lord. You understand? Go ahead,
And in Hollywood, all those movies about aliens coming and conquering, and they have to surrender everything over. That's who they're talking about. They're talking about Christ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They just make it all scary and all that stuff with ugly alien creatures.
Right.
But nah, it's just gonna be a whole bunch of 11 foot to 12 foot niggas walking around with swords.
Real tough. And that's biblical. Right. Go ahead, I want you to finish that.
I don't want to come. And their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
They are going to melt as they stand on their feet. Thus said the Lord. Because of what they've done to you. That should give you hope. That should make you say, man, the hell with weed. The hell with stealing and killing and robbing and destroying my people. I'm going to get away from the destruction that's coming to this place. I'm going to put down the lifestyle that I picked up in this place. I'm going to change for real. Christianity does not give you something that will make you really change.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because real change is not beneficial for your money, for the pockets of the preacher. You understand? And that's what we are speaking against, and that's why they hate us. Man, I had one of my preachers. Give me Jeremiah 50:7. That's it. That's the one I was looking for right there, brother. Go ahead.
Black preachers, that's the truth is not profitable for them because teaching us the truth keeps us from oppression.
Rick, say that again, brother.
I said, black Christian pastors and leaders don't want to tell us the truth about who we are about the Bible because that will free us from oppression.
That's going to free us from oppression. That means they like being oppressed. Good night. Read that, brother.
This is Jeremiah in the Old Testament, chapter 50, verse 6 and 7. And it reads, my people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray.
Who did?
Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
Let me tell you something. The pastors are the reason that we are so destroyed. All of our people right now are just getting out of church, and they didn't hear nothing about the day of the Lord. They didn't hear nothing about the violence against our people and how to change. You know what they heard? He died. Jesus loves you. God loves everybody. You can't live by faith. That and sow a seed. That's what they heard. The pastors are leading the people to the slaughter. Keep reading.
Verse 7. All that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries say, we offended not.
Read.
Because they have sinned against the Lord.
You see that? Your enemies is saying, look, I ain't got nothing to do with this. It's y'all fault. It's y'all fault because y'all sinned against the Lord, so the Lord is punishing y'all. I ain't make you smoke that weed. I just brought it over here on the ship.
Right.
And gave it to you. Ain't nobody tell you to take it. I ain't make you do cocaine and heroin. I didn't make you rob your brother. I just made you poor. Go ahead.
I just oppressed you. You have to take it.
Right. I just had to oppress you enough to where you stop having integrity.
Right.
Keep reading.
The habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 8, remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans and be as the he-goats before the flocks.
See what it's telling you? It's telling you to leave and get out of here. Who they saying that to right now? They saying it to all our brothers.
Right.
We ain't got no use for you no more. Why don't you just leave? Get out of here. And be like the goats. Go be like the animals in the wilderness. That's the type of people you living under. You understand? Because the oppressor is doing his job. He is oppressing. You see what I'm saying? Get some more now, you done with that.
That's it.
All right. You told him something? All right, you can get that. Give me Isaiah 13 and 15 first.
Isaiah in the Old Testament, chapter 13, verse 15. And it reads, everyone that is bound shall be thrust through.
Everyone that is what?
Found shall be thrust through.
Everybody that is found join hand with these other nations, trying to love them and join hands and say, you know what? All white people ain't bad. The Lord said, you're going to be what?
Thrust through.
Read.
And everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Everybody that's joined unto these other nations is going to be killed. Christ is coming back to bring destruction to who? We just read it earlier. Babylon, but it said woe to who? It said the day of the Lord is upon who? All the heathen. That's what it said. So that's what the Lord coming to do. Bring that vengeance, that violence to all the heathen. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 11, verse 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
Because you love them and you want to be their friend, you're still not going to stop them from being punished. You're not going to stop them from the judgment the Lord going to bring to them. Read.
But the seed of the righteous.
Which one?
Seed of the righteous.
You know what that means? There's a seed of the wicked. What is a seed? Child. So you have children of righteousness and children of wickedness, meaning they're not in the same family. They're not the same people. They're not all created equal. Keep reading.
But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
Who's going to be delivered?
Seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
That's what the Bible teaches. Everybody ain't going to be saved. No, that ain't biblical. But the righteous people are. The righteous of Israel are going to be saved. Because the covenant has always been for you. And the covenant is still only for you. And it is for you to be perfect so that you can rule the earth. So that you can be on top. So Got any more? Want to pull another?
I want to pull 11.
Yeah, pull that.
Old Testament. Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
Your possessors kill you and then take you to court and say, not guilty. And then when they get off, they say, praise the Lord. That's the people we live under. That's what you're living under right now. And if you keep loving these people, when Christ comes back, you're going to die with these people. Keep reading.
And their own shepherds.
Which people?
Own shepherds. Pity them not.
And you don't see Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and T.D. Snakes and Creflo Dollar. You don't see none of them out here talking and advocating for black people. You know who is advocating for black people? The Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under command of General YAHANNA. We love our people, and we are trying to do any and everything that we can do to help our people get out of this condition, to raise us out of the slums of being in hell. Not everybody, because everybody don't go through our condition. Everybody don't stay in our neighborhood. Everybody don't see what we see, but we do. So that's why we need the help. We need the love. We need the compassion. And we need to tell each other that the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of.
Right.
And you know what? When you hear that, that's when you're going to start feeling better.
That's right.
Right now, while you think the devil is under the ground and you are the problem because your work ethic, that most definitely will make you feel discouraged. But to hear the truth and know the truth, that's going to free you up. Got any questions online? Let me check online. Any questions in the class? With that, we're going to pass the class up with the precinct officer, SHALAM.
This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started on 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York. New rule for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to that brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After these 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, the book of Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, means 10 in Hebrew, ma'ashura. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Preach fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Holy convocation. The next one will be the memorial of the blowing of trumpets. The first day of the 7th month, which this month, it will be Saturday, September the 28th. And the scripture to read, the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 24 through 25. If any man wants to join the school and become a student, he will have to wear all black boots, shirt, pants, and headbands. And these are the security.
With that, Saw, Salakia, Amajium, Saw, we're going to turn and face the east. Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Aya, Asha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamaya, Latananawa, Makam, Call, Wayam, Wasalaknawa, Kawawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawatinawa, Wala'a, Wayanawa, Banasai 1, Abad, Hayashanawa, Mayan, Rod, Kawa, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wahala, Wahatapara, La Awalamya, Aman, in English.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever. So be it.
Sword. Turn face to front. Courtesy salute to the brothers and the sisters. Salute to the brother. Madam Shabbat. Majid. Barak.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat.
Guys, Matai. Sword. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat. Majid. Barak.
Yahweh Shema Shem Yahweh Shabbat.
Guys, Matai. Dismissed.
Shalom, Israel. We the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the commanding General YAHANNA. Look here, we got a safe haven for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and it's not in the Christian church, it's not in the Muslim mosque, it's not in the country community, but it is in the UPK. YAHANNA, tell them what changed your life.
Word on the street, they tried to get me. If they could, they split me. I respect the game. Keep me to the street, I move around, so it's hard to hit me in the highways, in the